take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here, we're live, you're watching Buster Unmasked, you know the deal. Like this video, share this video, go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Go do that right now. Go subscribe to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and then hit that notification bell that when you know when new content is coming out. Got an awesome show for you guys here today. It's one I've been looking forward to. But you know what else I got to do before we get started? You know I got to plug these upcoming podcasts, so let's get this done.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me. But they hate from inside, you see, hate themselves in society. So I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never. And turn your mind into the truest to go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest.
All right, guys, you see it right there. Got some real cool podcasts coming up. Next week, I'll have some new ones added for June. Tomorrow night, Manager's Debate. Old school, new school, the king of the outlaws, Sexy Sam Dollar facing off against the real frat row hero, Too Fine Justin Klein. Which one of these guys are the best manager? Which one knows more about professional wrestling? We're going to find out tomorrow, but tonight, it's all about one man. It's all about my guest here tonight. Let me just say this. We were chatting just a little bit before we went on the air. This man is a 10-year veteran of the wrestling business, and he feels like he's fresh out of the gate right now. He's out here on the circuit, really making a name for himself, cementing his name in the wrestling annals around our territory. He is a future star of Memphis wrestling, and he is your current UCW heavyweight champion. He's none other than the coldest man around, Iceman Sosa.
What's up,
Iceman.
y'all? What's up?
What's up, dude?
Not much, ready to get this going.
Man, me too. I've been looking forward to this one since we booked it, man. I've kind of had my eye on you for a while. I didn't realize you had been in the business 10 years until you told me that. I was thinking probably 4 or 5 years, but man, you're right at that perfect spot. You're right at the point where they say that's when you really start getting this business is 10 years in, and you said it yourself. You feel like you're fresh out of the gate right now. So let's talk about that, and then we'll pull back a little bit. Just talk to me about being in this business 10 years and you feeling like, hey, I'm just now coming into my own.
Yeah, like I said, even with me being 10 years in, sometimes I still ask it don't matter who I work, like you can ask anybody. It could be somebody who started yesterday. I'll ask them, what do you think we should do to tell a good story in my, because that's all I like to do. I just like to tell good stories when I wrestle. Like whatever I'm doing, I want it to be a good story. I want to make sure the fans are invested. That's all I'm about. So even though I'm 10 years in, I took a lot of time off. That's why it may seem like not really, but this probably been the most buzz I've had since I started this little run that I'm on right now.
It takes a little bit, man. It takes a little bit to really get this business too. This is if you didn't grow up in it or have a family member in it before you, it's a weird business when you get into it, and it takes a while to, by now as well as I do, it ain't just what you do out in the ring. It takes a while to learn how to navigate backstage too, because there's always something going on backstage in the wrestling business, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and backstage, you got to learn how to work social media and what to say and what not. Like it's a lot into it now. Like like you said, it's everything. You got to carry yourself like a star. Cause when I first started, I didn't get that. I thought I show up to shows in pajamas and whatever. Cause I was a kid. I was just like I'm wrestling. I ain't think that you like. But all that matters. You have to look presentable. You got to treat it like it's a real job because it is a real job. So you got to treat it like that.
And like you said, social media nowadays. We didn't have social media when I first broke in. And I'll tell you this, social media is a plus and a minus all at the same time, and I feel like it's equal. If you use it for what it needs to be used for, it can be the biggest plus ever in promoting yourself and marketing yourself. But if you use it negatively, it can hinder your career long before you even get opportunities. It can squash them for you.
Right.
If you get on social media and you don't carry yourself well, you say the wrong thing, especially when you're young and you're still trying to make it in this business, looking to get ahead in this business,
Yeah. When I first started, we had social media, but it was nothing like it is right now. Like you can get on social media and half the people wouldn't even know how to find you because we was just learning how to use it. Now, now it's easy. All you gotta do is know somebody's name, type them up. It's right there. So,
yeah, man. And really, the internet kind of hit wrestling. I want to say probably 98, but back then it was rudimentary. There were just wrestling company web pages and chat rooms. It wasn't like it is now. Where everybody's out there and everything you do is immediately out to the public, not just your public, but the whole freaking world, man.
Yeah, that's what, like anybody, it could be somebody you ain't never met in North Dakota comment under, like that's why I always tell people, like I was talking to one of my friends lately, I'm like, because they was like, how do you wrestle? And then people be commenting on your post. joking about, and I'm like, bro, half them people live somewhere so far. I ain't never seen them before. Like they be like, people commenting on the post talking about it. I ain't never seen this. This person ain't never been to a show before. So how
Right.
can I tell you? Like I don't know this person that's under the post.
And there's a lot of trolls out here on social media. There's a lot of people that just say shit on posts just to get a reaction, just to try to get a reaction from whoever the poster is and whoever else is paying attention to the post. It's a double-edged sword, man. Look, Mark McGee's with us. He said, "Good evening, brothers, Buster and Iceman." Mark, I appreciate you,
Mark?
man. Appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate all the promoting you help do, man. You're one of the few that really help promote any of my stuff, man, and I appreciate it more than you know. So,
Yeah, Mark a great
Iceman,
dude. Mm-hmm.
so let's rewind a little bit now. Let's take it all the way back and tell me what drawed you into wrestling, man.
Well, I always watch wrestling. I remember when I was a little kid. First time I can remember, like the first show I ever watched was when Jericho made his debut, and he came out and he challenged The Rock and all that. I remember like it was yesterday, and that's why Jericho is like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And, like I would say he is my favorite because like I try to mimic him a lot, but I don't do a lot. I also like Solo a lot too, but like wrestling, it's always been in my family. My family always liked it. Everybody around me liked wrestling. But how I got into it, like what made me start it, me and my friends, we was walking by and it was a wrestling show in Ripley. Shannon Lee was running it, and I went in there and I was like, we all like all my friends, we always talked about it, and we all asked them like, could you train us to wrestle? All of them, they never came back, but I did.
Right.
They I ain't about to do that, brother. And I went on there and I stayed and I stuck it through. Shannon Lee taught me all the basics, the how to bump, the headlock, all that simple basic stuff. Shannon Lee taught me all that. That's who trained me to initially get into wrestling.
Shannon Lee, man, he's a longtime veteran around this area. His daughter wrestles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Pretty
His
much
son Chase.
everybody in his family damn near
Mm-hmm.
wrestles or has been in the business at some point. Good guy to learn from. There ain't no doubt about that, man. And that's how you get in the business, like you said. You was the only one that come back, man. And here's the thing. I identify with what you said about, oh, I can't do that. Me and my brother trained with two guys from Memphis. We would all get together and go to Nashville on Sundays, to the Nashville Fairgrounds and train. Okay, you may have heard of one of the guys, Edric Hines. You know Edric Hines?
I heard
Old
of.
school from USWA and stuff. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, he had a partner named Orlando. And Orlando could not get it through his head. He couldn't go to TV and do no jobs because he didn't want nobody to see him get beat up. I can't go up there. I can't have my family seeing me get beat up. And I'm like, man, that's the business you're in.
Right.
That's how you get your spot, man. You've got to be willing to go in there, and that's part of paying your dues, man.
Yeah, I
Unless
hear
you're
that.
someone special, and you got that golden ticket, that's how you get a spot in this business. You go in, you do what they ask you to do, and eventually it's your time if you stay around long enough.
Yeah, I hear that a lot today. Like when I be talking, like even like now when I talk to people, they be like, "Man, I don't see how you going to this place and just losing a job." And it's like, hey man, I'm just doing whatever I gotta do. I'm to get somewhere. Like if I go somewhere, if you want me to lose to your guy that's only been doing this 2 days, let's do it. Let's just tell the right. That's all I'm gonna be like. Let's tell the right story. See, I just love wrestling. I'll do anything at any company. I just want to tell the story. That's it. Like I'm not gonna come into your guy and it's my first night here and you put us in a hardcore street fight. Now I'm not gonna do that. But if you want me to put your guy over in a good old match, I'm down to do that.
Well, I mean, that's really the job. I mean, basically, it ain't no different than going to Pizza Hut or wherever you work. You show up that night, the promoter's your boss. As long as he pays you what you were guaranteed to be paid or told you'd get paid, or most of the time when you start out, there ain't no guarantees. If I've
Right.
got it, you'll get it. If I don't,
Right.
you
You'll get
won't.
lucky. What they say,
But
a hot dog and a handshake.
that right there is part of paying your dues too. But you got to go do what the boss wants you to do if you expect to have more opportunities. And that's just the way it is. Look, before we go any further, I want to go back to Jericho for a second. You talked about your really introduction to wrestling was when Jericho made his debut. Man, look, I'm going to go on record right now and say I believe that was, without a doubt, the best debut of any wrestler, maybe in history of pro wrestling. Man, the countdown clock went for probably 6 months, it felt like.
Right.
And then you done forgot about Jericho. He was low level at WCW. He got himself over, but they never would let him come no higher. And it was about a year or more before he actually debuted in WWE or WWF at the time from WCW. So nobody, I don't think nobody thought about that countdown clock being Jericho, and it coincided with the millennial too at the time. Everybody was worried about Y2K. Everybody was worried about everything shutting down. I'll be honest with you, I slept right through Y2K. I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning and all my shit was still on and I was good with it. But what, I mean, give me your opinion. That was your introduction. I'll go on record and say I believe it was the best debut of anybody in history.
Well, I was young. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't never watched no WCW back then. I was all WWE. Like I couldn't tell you. Like I'll go back and watch some of it, but I couldn't tell you anything about WCW if I'm being honest. But like it was just like I remember seeing it. Like I remember being a little kid sitting on the floor and seeing the countdown and then seeing them come out backwards like that, and I was just like, bro, it's so cool. It was like I was stuck to the TV, and then after that, it was like every week I was stuck to the TV, and unless Undertaker came out. Now, when Undertaker came out, I was scared. I was hiding under the cover. Yeah, I was a little chicken when Undertaker came out.
So you had no clue who Jericho was before he come out on that stage?
I didn't know who he was. Nah.
And he immediately made an impression on you.
Maybe it was like he was a superhero to me. I'm just like the coming out, the long hair, the biceps. He was jacked. I was like, I want to be that. That's exactly what I told myself when I seen it when I was a little boy.
Hey, and getting to debut head up with The Rock, man, that right there showed you immediately they had plans for this dude. They were hoping, had super high hopes for Jericho, man, because that's a big deal to debut head up Mike for Mike against The Rock.
Right. Me back then, I ain't getting it. I was just a kid. But like me now, it was like going back looking at him like he was big time. That's why they put. But like me back then, like I said, I was just like, bro, it's a superhero. I was jumping up and down, cheering. Didn't know who he was. None of that. Just seen the countdown. I was counting down with it. I'm probably just learning how to count backwards. And then he came out backwards. I was like, it was like a out of body experience for me.
That's really cool, man. Let me ask you this, because for me, I was hooked. I guess the first time I ever saw wrestling, which probably would have been Jerry Lawler, probably 1977, probably, or 8. I was probably then old enough to really start to realize what was, not what it was, but realize that I loved it. And I was hooked from the get-go. I immediately knew then that this is what I wanted to be. Where did you figure out, where did the light bulb go off for you that, hey, this is something I would like to give a try?
Well, when I was a kid, we always used to wrestle, but I'm not gonna lie, I never really thought like I'm gonna try to be a wrestler. Like I was always like growing up, coming through school, I was like, man, I'm gonna try to be like in the NBA or football. But like I didn't grow tall enough to get to the NBA, and like back then I was a small guy, so football wasn't it. So then I went, like I said, me and my friends, like it was just a random day. I was probably like 19, 2015. I was about 19. I'm walking. Me and my homeboys was walking by the wrestling show, and we seen a whole lot of fans out there. And I went inside and I talked to Shannon. And once I took my first bump, that's when I kind of was like, I think I can do this. Like it hurt, but I was like, right. I mean, I done worse. You know, I think I can do this.
Man, bumps were always for me, that was one of the coolest things about wrestling, man. Just bump hard, bump fast, bump crisp, bump clean, man. Mm-hmm. But I was the same way, man. I loved bumps, I think, more than anything else when I was an active wrestler. There ain't nothing. And here's the thing: people think you just fall, but there's a lot more going on with bumps. When you
Yeah,
go to throw a punch at me, it's just as much on me and my timing with my bump as it is you and your punch. There's a
right.
lot going on there that people don't really see. There's a lot of. I mean, everything about pro wrestling is timing. Period.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
like trying to explain that to people, it'd be like sometimes like they'd be like, "Y'all don't hit each other for real, do y'all?" And I'd be like, "We do. We just know how to. We know how to fall. We know how to take it. So like it, we don't go in and get like it's a chance you might get hit for real and be knocked out or something. Like that's all a risk that you taking, but we just know how to do it. And like they don't be getting it. They be like, that's bring up an old clip of like one time I was arguing with one of my homies on Facebook, and he brought up a clip of Booker T missing a kick by like that much, and he was like, "If wrestling's so real, how you explain this?" And I was like, "Man, I mean, of course, sometimes like people be, but like for the most part, Israel said, if you think it's fake, you get in the ring with me and let me give you a chop, and you tell me if it's real or fake." And they, "Oh, you gonna try to just hit for real to prove a point?" Nah, like it's real. Sometimes we might miss, like sometimes, but like for the most part, it's real.
And it's the old saying: if you have to explain it to somebody, they're more than likely never going to understand it anyway. You either get it or you don't. And Booker T, hell, I'd have said that kick was so hard, the wind from that shit knocked that dude down,
Right,
man. You
right,
know.
yeah.
So look, you started training at 19 under Shannon Lee. Where'd you have your first wrestling match at, man?
My first wrestling match was in Ripley at Shannon. It was Shanley and his brother. They both had a promotion back then. My first match, it was me, Chase McCoy, Zach O'Brien, and Dylan, D'Lo.
D-Lo.
It was a hardcore match, and for me, my friend, like that's like me now. I would have said no, but me back then, I was just excited. I was like, "Let's go, man!" They hung me on a ladder. They hit me with a barbed wire bat that was on fire. They was trying to make me quit, but like I said, nothing was gonna make me quit. Once I got into it, I was into it. But yeah, they tried. They hit me with everything possible in that match. I
And
remember like it was yesterday.
that's the thing about wrestling. You got to be tough, but you also got to have that heart. If you ain't got
Mhm.
the heart in there, this ain't the business for you because it's all about punishment. I
Mhm.
mean, you know when you go in, your body is going to take abuse. There's no way around it. That's the job. You know, and back in the day, they do guys like that. They would try to, whether it was like brought in or they put you in there with the hooker and let them clamp down on you real good to see if you would come back the next day and stuff.
Right.
A lot of guys don't come back, man. I've seen it happen when I was training. There would be guys come in every Sunday, new guys, and shit, they'd come for, some of them didn't even make it through half the class and they just
Yeah.
disappear. Other times they just would never show back up. You know, it's a tough business. Look, we got Mark McGee with us. He says you're taller than Spud Webb, Iceman. You could have played in the NBA, but you're good in the ring.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, like I always tell like the younger guys now, like they be training like y'all got it easy. Like I remember them holding me in the corner, holding my hands, taking my shirt off and just chopping me or putting me on the ground and like giving me spinal taps and just doing all like people now like getting in the business now, they don't go through none of that. They just get told take a couple of bumps, hit the ropes, and let's work on the spot. Like they don't get the same treatment we got back then. Like we got tortured almost to get into the business, and it probably was even worse for back when y'all got in. But back I got I had to earn my way into it. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the same way we did, man. They didn't torture us. I was trained by Jeff Jarrett and Tony Falk at the Nashville Fairgrounds, and it was like football practice at times, man. You just drill, run spots, learn new shit. I mean, first of all, it's all about the basics. Before, like, we learned lockups and bumps and rolls before we ever went into any actual wrestling. You know,
Yeah,
lockups had to be right. Your bumps had to be good. You learned rolls. I mean, we would try arm drags and hip tosses, but you really got to learn them rolls and them bumps first. And then you know how to take bumps, man. And it's a different business now. There ain't no doubt about that, man. And I think a lot of times that's why young guys now have a harder time learning that it's about telling the story and not just about what you do in the ring, the moves and the spots. A lot of times it's guys want to go out there and they do these spectacular spots and they get pops off of them. I mean, it's a wrestling show. Here's the thing about wrestling. You can get a wrestling fan to damn near pop off of anything. Just because they popped for you does not mean they were invested in you and what you were actually doing. You just did something cool and boom, they popped. And they done forgot about it because they're on to the next thing. But storytelling's what makes them connect with you.
Right. Yeah, that like you saying, basically, I want people to leave talking about, man, why did Sosa do that? Or man, why did such and such do that? To like that's the good story. Like you can do a million moves. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna leave. Like when I used to take my nephews and daughters and sons to wrestling, they never left talking about, oh, they hit that cool move. They left asking, yo, why did Skylar Devins kick T Gray Dark like that? Like that's what they left talking about. Why does they rip T Gray mask off? Why did they throw fire? Why did Quicksilver throw fire in you? Like that's the type of stuff they remember. They didn't remember the 450 that I done or the springboard Canadian. They don't remember none of that. They just talk about the moments.
And that right there lets you know that for the fans, for them, it's about the story. They need to know why. It ain't no different than watching your favorite TV show or whatever. You want to know why you got here, how you got here, and you want to know what led to next week's show too. Right. What are we going to see happen this week? Because this happened last week.
Right.
You know, and that's the art of pro wrestling. And that takes me to something you said. We were talking about, you know, guys showing missed kicks and stuff. Here's the thing about the art of pro wrestling, and this is something Bret Hart said. There is an art to being able to kick somebody in the face full blast but not hurt them. Mm-hmm. And that has stuck with me for years and years and years because it's true. There is an art to being able to throw a punch that looks good, has impact, connects, but does not hurt anybody. You know, that's the art of pro wrestling. That's part of the storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it take a lot of practice to get to do all that. Like I just got told recently, like my punches look like BS. Like I just got told that recently, and I've been trying to work on it. I work a little bit with Aaron Roberts, talking with him, you know, getting him to show me how to punch. Him and Cordell, I was working with them in Union City a couple of weeks back. They was teaching me how, you know, get in there and look like Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I'll be honest with you. Truthfully, I think one of the guys with the very best punch around our area is Johnny Dotson.
Yeah.
Watch Dotson. Everything is crisp on his punch. Derek's right up there the same way, too. Derek's all about the entertainment, man. He really exaggerates that punch and kind of slows everything down so you can follow it. And like you said, Aaron, man, I mean, right now he's the guy around here. You know, who else? That's the guy you need to listen to around this area, man, because punches are a bad punch. You'll lose a job for a bad punch. Either don't throw them at all or make sure they look good. And they used to tell us, man, go punch the brick wall. Every time you walk by a door frame in your house, that punch where you can throw it hard, fast, touch that door frame, but not hurt yourself.
Yeah, they told me that too. I just never practiced it. But yeah, like you were saying, like Johnny Dawson, great. Like I think everything Johnny does is great. Like the way he could talk you into the building, the way, like I think, like if we being honest, like if we got top fives in this area and you don't honestly put Johnny Dawson, Aaron Roberts in your top five, then you're not telling the truth. Like, and that's the thing about me. I'm truthful. I like to keep it real. Like no matter where I'm at, who I work for, you just got to keep it real. And if you don't put Johnny Dawson and Aaron Roberts in somewhere in your top five, then I don't think, because them two, they probably top two for real in this area right now is active wrestlers. Like, and it's just honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here's the thing. Johnny's 40s. Aaron's a young cat. I think he's 25, somewhere right around in there, 24, 25. Johnny's 47. You know, he slowed down He slowed his work's more methodical now than it was when he was young. But he's smooth in the ring, man. And here's the thing, it ain't just about the in-ring work. It's about selling yourself. And
Right.
can't nobody deny that about Johnny. Is one thing he can do. He can sell himself. He can sell the King Superstar to anybody. You know, people want to come see him. I've seen it firsthand at shows. And I'm like you, Aaron, Johnny.
Yeah, it's like both of them, they can talk. Like when they talk, you like even me, when I'm watching like a promo or either like when I'm watching Aaron Roberts do his promos, I'm like, I want to pay to see that. When I'm watching Johnny Dawson talk, it's like I want to pay to see, like both of them make you want to pay to see them, and that's all what it's all about.
And I'm gonna tell you something. People need to take a little snapshot of Aaron because, man, since he got that ID deal, he is upped his game. His character is off of the charts, man.
Yeah.
You have to believe. When I'm watching a wrestling promo, I need to believe what the fuck you're saying. It's as simple as that. I need you to convince me that you believe what you're saying. And Aaron, right now, I believe every word he says. I believe he believes every word he says.
Right. It's one other guy that can talk anybody into a place, and he's at Union City. His name Dylan Blake. If you listen to a Dylan Blake promo, you feel like you right there with, like when he talks, if like he does the gimmick where he's a captain, and when he talks, you want to jump on that ship and fight for him. And even though I kind of wrecked his ship and took over it and made it my ship, if it wasn't for me having to be the bad pirate, I would have been right on there, right behind Dylan Blake, going to war with him. But I had to go to war against him, and I had to, I might have done a couple of little tricky things to beat him. But Dylan Blake is also a good person that can talk anybody into the building as well.
And that's something you can't teach right there either. That's something either guys really have that charisma, that aura about them, or they don't, man. I mean, you can help brush polish guys up, but that ability to talk fans into the arena is I mean, it's second to none, honestly. Look at Jerry Lawler. He made a whole career of talking people into the building, but then once he got you there, he could deliver.
Right.
And it all goes together, man. Look, we got Murray 1210 here. He says, my boy, Sosa, always believed in you, my guy.
That's Rob.
That's right. That's what I was thinking.
Of Rob, in-ring work, Rob is probably like one of the best. Like the way he bumps, the way he sells, like every time he take a move, you think that it's over for him, and he just right back up. And he got so much adrenaline and so much energy. Like Rob can wrestle 5 matches back to back and not be tired. Me, halfway into one match, I'm like, oh, come on, is we getting almost, how many minutes we got left? 5 minutes in, I'm 5 minutes. Rob, he go 30 and ready to go again. And you can't, that's something else you can't teach. That's just heart. When it comes to having heart, Rob got the biggest heart in this business.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the I feel like he's one of the hidden gems around our area, truthfully. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I like him best when he's Mr. Personality. I know Derek will say I did it first, he did it first, but it fits Rob to the T, and he's got that charisma about him too. He's got that aura of confidence. I think he's a hidden gem around our area, man, without a doubt on him, man. He's one of the best young guys around our territory.
Yeah.
So look, no, go ahead.
I was about to say it's just a lot of guys that's like in Union City that I feel like really should put to try to like get out and venture out. Cause I'm in like, if people think what I'm doing and me and I'm good, it's the guys in Union City that can come out and can do what I'm doing times 10.
We got Bluff City Wrestling with us. Says, I love this young brother. He has a ton of potential. Obviously,
Thank you.
That's the King Superstar himself right there with us tonight watching. Appreciate you watching, Johnny. I'm going to destroy this name. Maliniski Martel. give us waves. So I appreciate you watching. I know I butchered your name. I'm sorry. I'm a country boy, so you're killing me with these big long names. So look, man, you mentioned Union City Wrestling. You're the Union City Heavyweight Champion. So let's just segue right on into UCW in Union City, man. First of all, let me ask you this: was you a part of the Quality Wrestling Pro
Yes,
Wrestling group?
quality pro wrestling. Quality pro wrestling is what made me a better like. I didn't like I wasn't even a good bumper until I started working with the guys that own Quality Pro Wrestling. I was there from the day they opened until the day they closed. Quality Pro Wrestling, I owe them nothing but the utmost respect and all the love. Jay Maddox, Skylar Devins, two of the greatest minds like in wrestling. I don't neither one of them are wrestling right now, but when it comes to minds, it's not a lot of like when it comes to putting shows together in minds, it's just Quality Pro Wrestling came, it was a hard time with COVID and all that. But I think if both of them got put their minds together again and came back and opened another company, I think it would excel because like we was telling some good stories back then, but it was just like with COVID and people scared to come outside and it was hard, and that's pretty much what happened there.
Well, Quality Pro was y'all, you guys were almost like a closed society almost.
Yeah.
Man, back when I was filming shows, I contacted them and I wanted to come and film a few of y'all shows for YouTube. They wasn't having none of it at all.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
that's kind of the only thing that I kind of disagree with them because like it's like it was like if you was either a guy there or you wasn't. Like if you wasn't one of us, they didn't. But like that was only to make like all of us better because like everybody's kind of like it's kind of like up and down conversation when you ask most people about that situation. But I love Quality Pro because, like I said, they took nobody ever took the time out to make me better for real until I got to Quality Pro Wrestling. Like everybody else, it was always about them. Like nobody really sat me down and was like, look, this you need to work on. This like
right,
no, I never really got that legit care into Quality. I got it now with Johnny. Johnny and Derek, they both will sit me down and tell me like, hey, come on now, like they both will tell me that now, but like I never really had that. Like, and I always knew Derek, but like back then, Derek can really focus on my matches like he can. Like now, Derek's retired. He can actually sit down and watch a match and tell you
right.
what you did wrong and really give you legit advice as is back then. But like Quality, Scholar and Jay and Gunner, they made me who I am and they made me actually grow. And they produced some great people. Like I said, it's you got T Gray Dark, you got Tyler the Masters, you got Quicksilver, Mayo, Xander. It's so many good talented people in Union City that literally could go anywhere and you can put them in a match with anybody and I'll bet my money that they can hang with anybody. And they gave me that because before I went there, I used to be like, man, I don't think I could go. But like now you can put me in a match with Roman Reigns tomorrow and I feel like I can go with him. I can hang. I'll be in the right position. But like before I went there, I didn't have that confidence, but I got that confidence now.
Right. Look, Jake Hudson is with us. He said liked and shared. I appreciate you, Jake. Uh, Queen Melly here.
Oh, Melly, hey.
He a great man. My bad, y'all. No, you fine. I'm the dummy. I'm the dummy. So look, the one thing here's the thing. I felt like Quality Pro. All you guys were really young. All
Mm-hmm.
you guys were kind of learning the. If I'm thinking right, Robert Murray, he was a Quality
Yeah,
Pro
he was
guy.
there.
Okay, so you guys were really, really young and y'all were all kind of learning together. The one thing I've noticed since now it's UCW, that the guys that are still there from Quality Pro, you guys are, that you've got the experience now. You guys are so much further along than you were when Quality Pro shut down, man. You guys
Right.
are the vets now. And you can see it. You can see that in y'all's work, man.
Yeah, it was the hunk being like when they shut down. I think like all of us that was like there. We all took that time off, and we didn't like it was that hunger. Like when they told me Union City was coming back, I told them like I got a different hunger now. Like I'm like before I was like I was content. Now it's like I want to take. I'm about to take it. That's been my mindset since I've been back, and you can tell like I've been going everywhere. Any show that want to book me, we can talk, and I'm down to wrestle anywhere. I got like I'm more hungry now than I ever been. Back then, it was like let me learn, and that's you gotta go to one place and you gotta learn. And like a lot of people, they don't do that. They just instantly go off and travel, and they ain't ready. And then it's like constantly getting knocked back down. But I'm not knocking that because that's good too. It'll let you know if you can hang or if you can't hang. But I feel like I needed to learn, and I feel like I need to get better. And Quality Pro, they made me better.
And here's the thing. That's all. Everybody's clocks, internal clocks, different on that. The thing about wrestling is you need to have your confidence at the right level
Hmm.
when you want to level up again and go somewhere. It's one thing to be where you've been, work your way up to be the big fish in the small pond. But at the end of the day, to go to that next level, you got to have that confidence in yourself that says, hey, I'm ready now. I think I hang with these guys. I need to go test myself and see where I really am. That's how you
Right.
learn. And there comes a point when you can only work with the same people over and over for so long. There comes a point y'all can have the greatest matches in the world, but nobody's learning nothing anymore.
Right. Yeah, cause like if I wrestle Rob or Dylan or any of them guys, like me and Gunner, we just had a match last Union City show. We ain't called nothing. And when we was out there, you would have thought we called that whole match, but we just all know each other so well. We done all been around each other and still like I can wrestle any of them guys, and I can give you. We could tell a good story and have a good match, but like you said, you have to go and you got to. That's why I wanted to go to Memphis because I go there, I get to test myself against people I really haven't been around, and they're all like like almost all the hot guys that's coming up. They're all there, and I want to go and venture out and work other places, to test myself. That's why when I wrestled Johnny Dawson, I want to tell when Johnny Dawson and me decided that it was gonna work. It was all about I told myself if I can get in this ring with Johnny and hang with him and go move for move and be right in the right spots, I'm ready. And after I did that, and it proved to me that's when I knew I was ready to venture out.
Well, let's delve into that just a little bit deeper because Johnny gets a bad rap around our area. And look, Johnny's unapologetic. He's boisterous. He's not scared to voice his opinion about anything or anybody, and that gets him a lot of heat. But once you stepped in the ring with him, talk to me about that for a second. Let's go before that. Surely some of the things you heard have to be in the back of your head. What if? Because the thing about wrestling, you really never know, especially when you've never worked this person or worked with them. You don't know until you step through those ropes and that bell ring is really going to go down. So once the bell rang for you guys, how did it lay out for you? How did you feel about the match in its whole?
Well, I'm gonna say one thing. That was one of the easiest matches I ever had to work because I just had to follow his lead and listen. And before I got in the ring with him, I asked Derek because I never heard anything bad about it. I heard more bad stuff about Johnny after our match than before. Before our
Okay.
match, it was before I guess they all started, but like before the match, when I called Derek because I knew Derek since I first started. I called him like, what? Because I knew him and Johnny when I was kids. They came to wrestle in Ripley at the baseball field, so I always knew Tattoo. I always knew Derek. I always knew Chris Lex. But like this was my first time actually getting a relationship with. Like I done seen Johnny a couple times, but I never had a relationship with him because I never really talked to him.
Right.
So I called all of them. I'm like, what y'all got any pointers for wrestling Johnny? Like, what should I do? And they all said, just listen. They said Johnny is great. He knows what he's doing. He's probably better. Like, and Derek said, he probably gonna be mad at me for saying this. He said Johnny's probably better than me in the ring. Just listen, kid. That's exactly what he told me. And I got in the ring, listened, and it went smooth. So that's all I can say. Like, I was appreciative for him giving me the opportunity to wrestle.
And here's the thing, just for anybody out there, all the bullshit heat you see between these two guys or these companies on TV, that heat's really there and stuff. But at the end of the day, like you said, Derek told you, just listen to him. He's probably he's one of the best around here. These guys respect each other. Johnny and Derek's been in the business a little longer than Johnny, but they've been working with each other and against each other for years, and that's part of that's some of the best part about pro wrestling, because you probably couldn't, I don't know if you would say that publicly on
Right,
something, but
right.
it's just the truth. That's the real truth of it, man.
Yeah, they
And
just brothers. They love each other. You know, brothers argue sometimes. I think they'll eventually get over it and be back buddies. I mean, you know,
well, let me talk to you about this. You are currently the UCW heavyweight champion. Let's talk about you winning that title, man.
man, it was like a moment come true because, like I said, I won it in a match with Dylan Blake, and before that, like in Quality Pro Wrestling, Dylan Blake beat me like 10 times. I was like 0-10 against him. So you ain't like being a UCW. I've only beat him twice. So the win loss record, he still got me by a long shot. But you know, when I won the title, it just made me feel good because you know they didn't have to believe in me and put that on me, you know, and they gave it to me. And like I said, I feel like I'd have elevated it a little bit. We had a great champion before me with Quicksilver, and he had to take a little time off. It was vacated. They put me and Dylan in a match at Wonder Slam, and we just had to battle it out, and I came out victorious. And I think I done elevated it a little bit. I done brought guys in. I brought two guys that was one guy that was on TNA. I brought him in and worked him. Then another guy who was on AEW a couple times. I brought him in and I worked him also. And like I brought Johnny in. I brought Johnny done been everywhere. I brought a lot of guys in and I kind of upped it a little bit. But I think I got my biggest challenge coming up on the 10th when I wrestle T Gray Dark at our big event coming up.
Yeah, I've seen him live a bunch of times at Premier Pro Wrestling, man. I seen him and Walker Hayes do a
Mm-hmm.
casket match. Not a casket, a buried alive match that was off the charts, dude. He's a
Oh
hell of
yeah.
a talent, man. He is a hell of a talent, man. And here's the thing, you said it. It's important when a company believes in you enough that they're willing to put that responsibility of you being the guy for the company right now. It's a big deal. I don't think people outside the wrestling business realize that, but even these small companies around our area, these independent companies, they're still putting all their eggs in your basket when they
Right.
decide, hey, I think this dude, it's time. I think he's the one that needs to be toting the belt right now.
Right.
It's a big deal, and it shows how much they respect you and believe in you and your talent.
Yeah, and this been my longest title run ever. Like, I done had the title since December. I don't think I ever had a title run this long, and I've been grateful. And like I say, I'm the forever champion, so I ain't never gonna lose it. So it don't matter who comes in to wrestle me. T Gray Dark on the 10th. I'm just gonna put you down like I put everybody else before you, and it's gonna be forever. I'm gonna be the champion forever until next year and the year after that. And when it comes to being a UCW champion, Iceman Sosa, you might as well just book it that name's gonna be. It's gonna say UCW champion Iceman Sosa forever. As long as that company's rolling, that's what it's gonna say. So you might as well get used to it.
And that's the confidence you need. You need that kind of confidence in this business. Robert's back with us. He says, watching you then and now is a big difference. Keep up the work. T Gray versus Sosa, about to go crazy. Yeah, I think that'll be a hell of a match too, man.
Also,
So let me
also on
ask
the
you,
10th, we gonna have a rumble too. We gonna have a rumble on the 10th. There's gonna be a lot of good talent there. So, Buster, I'm inviting you to come check it out. You never know who might pop up in that rumble.
dude, I need to, man. I've been trying to get there. I say trying. I've been saying I need to get there. I'm not, but I'm in Dresden, so I'm 25 miles from you guys.
Hmm.
So keep me informed about the 10th, man. I
Okay.
need to make my trip down there live to see you guys. The one thing I do know is since it came back and it's UCW now, you guys are starting to really, really pack the house.
Right.
Y'all are starting to draw good crowds. Y'all don't run every week. What is it? Is it every other week?
Yeah, it's a bi-weekly show.
Okay. And so talk to me about coming back with UCW, because the one thing I did notice about Quality Pro, like I said, it was a closed society. You very seldom seen any footage or anything. But the one thing I did notice about Quality Pro, every time I seen a few pictures or something, it didn't look like the crowd was like it is now, man. It did. It
Hmm.
looked like Quality Pro had trouble maybe drawing the fans in for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it. Like I said, I think it was mostly because of the COVID times, and it was just hard. And like you said, maybe it was because it was a closed society, and they didn't post video. Because I always tell everybody like you have to post something on like you have in order to get new fans, you gotta post on social media. Like you gotta post something. You gotta get them. Like right now, we giving them highlight videos, and like that's why they coming back because like people seeing the highlights, and they like, oh, they did that. Oh, that's the story they telling. I want to come and see that live. And like that's kind of what Union City, I mean, what Quality Pro didn't do. They didn't give you nothing for free. If you wanted to know what was going on, you had to come in there and you had to buy a ticket and you had to watch and see.
Well, I agree to look if it was 30 years ago, I 100% agree with that. But in the
Yeah,
market today, if you're not on social media, you're pretty much in the dark.
right.
I mean, you really are. You're in the dark. And here's something else I think about UCW and the difference in Quality Pro. Look, young guy ain't always ready to draw money. You
Right.
got to do some learning and get some experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's got a lot to do with UCW getting over so big because guys like you now you're ready to draw money.
Right.
Now you can draw money. You've got the experience, and it takes a while. When you're young, you're just out there learning.
Yeah.
Young guys ain't always capable of drawing money. They
Mm-hmm.
got to get that experience, and I think it could be a little of that too. You guys are you're veterans now. You
Right.
guys have been
Maybe
around. You've got the
that could be
experience.
it.
You're ready to draw money, and
Mm-hmm.
people are taking notice. But social media at the same time, uh, another company around here that's kind of the same way is Mid South Pro Wrestling. Pro
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling Mid South they're starting to let a little more out on social media now than they did even a couple of years ago. But they kind of the same way, man. They were a tight knit society, and unless you went and bought that ticket, you didn't really see a lot or hear a lot about Pro Wrestling Mid South. So you got to be on social media today. It's just as simple as that. I don't care what nobody says. You got to be on social media. And here's something I used to have people tell me when I'd go record. You'd have some old timers, and they'd be like, "Man, I don't really know about you. I don't really like you coming to record because if people can watch
Yeah.
it at home, they may not buy a ticket." But
Right.
I seen a different thing everywhere I went and recorded for any length of time. The more it got out on Facebook or YouTube, the matches got out. I seen the crowds pick up.
Right, and that's I was trying to explain. Like you can monetize now your videos. Like you can monetize where you can get paid for anything you post on social media now.
Right.
Like you can literally post a status that says hi, and you can get paid for every like that you get on there. And like I've been trying to explain that to people. Like you have to know how to work social media now. So like it's really no excuse. Like you can get paid for you can make a live video and get paid the same, probably more than you would by the fans coming in. So it's really like back then. I don't think, like I said, we didn't. We was all learning. It was a learning experience. But like now it's just like the locker room and the vibes there is like more relaxed and everybody's more confident and getting that time off. Everybody came back with more confidence. So like everybody who was there, like you said, you could tell now, like we all more hyped up and more confident and ready to actually sell ourselves and actually tell a story. Because we was learning how to tell a story then, but now we actually kind of know how to do it, and that's the big difference. Like you were saying, that is totally true.
And the thing about wrestling, man, I feel like it takes a certain amount of maturity inside each one of us too. When you're young, you're gung ho, you want to go
Hmm.
out there. You're mainly just worried about not screwing up.
Right,
You want to go out there, make sure everything's perfect, go through the moves, go through the motions, and
and you want to win every time.
it takes you. Well, I look when I broke in, we knew from the get go. You didn't break in unless you were somebody's kid or something. And even
Right,
then, look at Jeff Jarrett, man. His daddy broke him in, and he didn't start off winning.
right,
Well, you knew that you wasn't going to start off winning. I think that's something that maybe guys now have
right.
a real issue with. And,
Hmm.
and, and if you're worried about wins and losses, you need to get out of the wrestling business,
Right.
period, because that's not
Yeah.
what it's about.
Yeah,
I,
like now the guys now, like, yes, they always they worried about how I make, like I was saying, Me, I just love wrestling. If I gotta come out and I gotta lose in 10 seconds, if that's the story that we telling and it makes sense, and you telling me why you're doing this, I need you to lose in 10 seconds of this guy because we about to push him to the top where we want it to be that shock factor, or y'all about to go on a like I could go out and knock around somebody that's I could go out and knock around some hornswoggle. They're like, well, we want you to lose the hornswoggle in 3 seconds. As soon as the bell ring, he gonna roll you up 1, 2, 3, and that's it. I'm gonna do it. For one, because there's Hornswoggle, and for two, because it's telling a story. Like you just gotta realize, like everything is for a reason, and like sometimes people don't. It might not make sense to you at first, but like everything is gonna build, and like you can lose 100 matches, and then once you lose that one, it's gonna get that pop. And like, but a lot of people don't get that. Like when you first starting, it's but every time when you first start, they put over this kid was in training, he's starting. You lose, you lose, you lose until you finally win that big one, and then boom, the crowd gonna erupt because they know they used to you. They used to you getting beat. So that's like it's just storytelling, and that's all stuff that I have to learn, and everybody's learning as we go.
And I'm going to give you a perfect example from this past weekend in WrestleMania. I've seen so much back and forth on the internet about Joe Hendry losing to Randy Orton in like 3 minutes. Let me lay my opinion out there for everybody. If your ass, I don't give a shit if you are the TNA World Champion. I don't give a shit if you're the AEW World Champion. If you got a chance, if you got a chance to work WrestleMania and work somebody like Randy Orton, it don't matter what the fuck you got to do. Go do what you got to do. Go do what they want you to do. You're never gonna get that experience. It did not. For me, it elevated Joe Hendry's career. Now this is a dude who now can say, hey, I've been to WrestleMania. I've had a match at WrestleMania. Can't everybody say that?
Exactly. It's people that's on that WWE roster that can't say that.
That's right.
And like this, I had that same conversation. I was like, it don't matter. Like, it don't matter if TNA looked weak. He got the wrestler. They didn't look weak because WWE is the top place. Any of us would have took the opportunity. Anybody sitting down watching that that's a wrestler would have took the opportunity and would have done it with a smile. And that's kind of like the same thing, like kind of like with me being a UCW champion and going to Memphis and losing to their like, hey, you just gotta understand.
Let's talk about that. Are you catching any backlash, any flack from people for it?
Not really. At first, it was kind of like we don't want you to go in there. But like then after I talked and we all sat down, it was like, now Memphis is kind of like working with us. So it's like me going there, open the door for their people to come to our show and work with us on.
And here's the thing, there's always has been, always will be a pecking order in wrestling. You might be the TNA World Champion, but you ain't on the same level. That don't mean as a talent inside the ring, you're not just as good. It just means right now, your position in the wrestling business, you're not on the same level as the dude in the WWE who's toting the belt. It's just as simple as that. And Randy Orton is a legend. Period. Anybody that's got a problem with taking the RKO, they need to get out of the business.
Man, it's just as simple as that. I wish it was me. I would have loved to do it.
Hey, you'd have loved to see that damn check when you got it, man.
That's another, like you said, that's another thing. That Joe Hendry probably got paid so much, he probably ain't even. He probably ain't said nothing about it. He took that check and smiled because, like, I think John Cena said in the interview that Joe Hendry was like, how do I make this big? And John was like, you don't. Like, you're a feature match on the show. You just go out there and you do what you're told to do and don't screw it up. And he did exactly that. He got some moves in. He got to do his stuff. Like, what else could you ask for? You got to do everything that you do. You got to do your big moves, and you did the job that they asked you to do, and that's all that matters.
Hey, he got his whole entrance and everything. They could have not even gave him an entrance, just cut to Randy Orton's entrance and him already in the ring, but they didn't. They made a point to focus on him and feature him. So, I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, he went there and impressed the company because he didn't have no problems doing what they asked him, and that goes further than anything else. You can be the greatest talent in the ring, but if you're hard to deal with, nobody wants to deal with you.
Right.
Shawn Michaels is one of the only ones ever been able to get away because he's just so talented, and Vince knew it that Sean could get away with shit other people couldn't get away with, you know.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Triple H talking about that. Like Sean came and he did something, and Vince and Triple H was like, "Why can't I do that?" And Triple H was like, "Well, you ain't Shawn Michaels."
That's
I mean,
right.
Vince told him that. So yeah,
So look, look, we got Robert Murray back with us. This is wins and losses mean nothing stories. Your job is to know your role on the card from bottom to top or top to bottom. You just do your job and get better. And he's right.
yeah,
We
Rob.
got
That's what I said. Rob, he's that guy.
Eric J is with us. He's like, what's going on, guys? Enjoying the show, Eric. I appreciate you watching, dude. Appreciate your support. Robert's back with us. He said, "I'll take that RKO for a hot dog and a handshake any day." And
Right,
that,
like yeah,
honestly, that's the truth. And here's the thing: you mentioned it earlier about venturing out, and you're venturing out now. And like you said, you believe there's some other guys at UCW that would benefit from venturing out. Talk to me about making that decision, go from UCW and being the UCW champion to making that jump over to Memphis Wrestling and kind of knowing from the get-go that you're not starting up here, you're kind of
right.
starting at the bottom level. Talk to me about that and the decision to do it, man.
Like I said, like I talk long with him. Man, I talked with Gunner because Gunner's our guy at UCW. I talked with him. I'm like, I'm thinking about trying to go to. Like I said, I went to EPW first. Like I think Derek got me on the EPW first to see if I could handle TV because
Right.
Derek is the guy that kind of got me in with Memphis. Him and another somebody else talking about me on social media, I guess. But um, I went to EPW. I think I did a good job at my little one tape in there. And Derek was like, well, I'm going to talk to Dustin and get you at Memphis. And I talked to Gunner about it. And like I said, man, I'm disgusted. He was like, well, you're our champion. I don't really want you to go there and just, to make our company look bad. But like after I done it all and as I'm doing it, like I told him, like, all it's gonna do is elevate us. And it has. Like UCW
Right.
is I'm here now. I'm here, I'm doing this. I've wrestled guys that are like kind of established. And like I say, that opened up a good working relationship with us. We done had Aaron Roberts come to UCW and bless us with great matches. Him and Race Richards probably the best match at Union City since we've been back. And him and Dylan Blake had a good match, a great match a couple of weeks ago. And like it's just a good working relationship that we have now between the two, all because of me venturing out and taking that step to say, yeah, I'm the guy here, but I'm gonna take a step there and let them know that Union City guys, we ain't got the ego. We'll come here and we gonna work and we gonna do whatever is needed to make. And we willing to do that with any company. We're welcoming anybody with open arms to come to us, and we'll do working things. Which it don't matter if it's TIWF, it don't matter if it's Mid South with Greg Anthony. It don't any company we welcome them all. Everybody, we willing to work with y'all. All you gotta do is just talk. We willing to work with anybody. Osceola everywhere.
And that's the way to be. Here's the thing. That goes back to Quality Pro being such a closed off society. It hinders you, man. It hinders your, I mean, like having Aaron come. Here's the thing. You going over there because it was your very first match against the Gun Show.
Yeah, that was my first. My very first match was a battle royal, but my very first like one-on-one match, yes, it was against the Gun Show.
Gun Show.
Mhm.
So here's the thing. When I seen that match, I thought, man, I said, thinking about you, I said that's what he needs to do. He's doing. You can't go up there and be a hard ass because that'll be your last shot.
Right.
You go up there and be difficult, then you just don't get no call back for the next tapings or nothing.
Right.
And it does elevate UCW. I understand that old school mentality of you're our champion and it's going to make our company look bad. But here's the thing. UCW's talent showing up on Memphis Wrestling, EPW, Bluff City, wherever, anywhere that you're getting more exposure than you're getting already, it brings more eyes to you guys' company. And that's what you want. That's all that really matters. Look at Aaron Roberts now since he got the ID deal. Aaron was over before he got it, but now that since he's got it everywhere he goes, he brings a ton of eyes to every company he goes to.
every time Aaron Roberts stepped through the curtain, it don't matter. They don't gotta know him. When he stepped through that curtain, it's a reaction. They know they see him. He big guy. He comes like his character work is so perfect, and it's like when you like I said, watching his promos, it's like I would pay to watch that. And I'm praying and hoping that he actually goes to WWE, gets that full-time deal, and puts on this area because like I said, that's one he great. Like he's great.
We all know WWE is character driven.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything else. You can be so in the ring, and the thing about that, Aaron can work his ass off in the ring. He ain't got to worry about the in-ring work. But
Right.
that character is what the WWE is gonna latch on to, I believe. I believe that character is gonna work for Aaron. I'm like you. I really want him out of here. I wish in the next 3-4 months he's gone from here completely and he's on NXT now. You
Right.
know, because all that's going to do is bring. Here's the thing: just by him getting that ID deal, it brought so many important eyes watching everybody around this area, not just Memphis wrestling. That trust me, they're checking out a lot of.
Right.
They're checking out all the little promotions. They're checking out a lot of talent around this area that they were not looking at all before. Because
Right.
for probably 25 years, we'd been in wrestling purgatory. Is that sense with the WWE coming in and developmental companies or developmental deals for anybody, Blake Christian was the first.
Mm-hmm.
Now Aaron,
Right.
and it's a hey, for guys like you, this ID deal, that opens up a whole new world for you young guys, you active
Right.
guys, because look, here's the thing: it may not be no $1 million contract, but I can guarantee you this: it feels good to get that check in the mail every 2 weeks or whatever, and still be able to go around and wrestle everywhere.
Right. And once you get the ID deal, companies gonna pay more because like everybody want that ID talent on their card, so they're gonna actually pay more anyways to get you to come to their card. So
Right, I agree with that 100%. Let me ask you this: we were talking before we went on air a few minutes, and you've been in the business 10 years, but EPW in Memphis, your first taste of actual television.
mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that first ride going to EPW. What were the nerves there for you, man?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I was so like I even now still like my first tape in APW, I was nervous. But like once I got in the ring, it was like all the nerves kind of left and I had a decent match. Like when I went to Memphis, I just my next taping coming up, the next taping you're gonna see where I'm finally relaxed. My first two tapings I was nervous, it was like I was in there, I was pre-bumping, I was scared, I was like, bruh, oh my, I don't want to mess up. But like I now like my last couple of tapings, I feel like I was relaxed and I was being me. And like you gonna see more. Like I feel like the more I'm doing it, you're gonna see more and more relaxed and the more actual me working. Because like I said, I was scared. I was too busy worrying about not messing up and being in the right spot. And I didn't know if I should get down and do my pose. But like I'm doing all that. And I'm being
Right.
me now. So the next couple tapes y'all see me on, y'all gonna see me being more of me and being more Iceman. Cause I was being just Sosa or just James before that. I'm Iceman now on Memphis.
I think we all go through that when you first do TV anywhere, man. I feel like we're all kind of that same way. We're just worried about messing up, man.
Right.
And you're indecisive too. Like you said, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I not? Once you get comfortable there and your confidence starts coming through and you kind of know the lay of the land, that's when you can start relaxing and really showing who you are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So talk to me about this. The one thing about Memphis is, man, there are always stars being brought in, whether they're independent stars, whether it's Matt Hardy, Joe Hendry's been there. Everybody in between's pretty much been there. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about going in there and now being able to share the dressing room with these guys who a lot of them has been to the top of the mountain already. You know, and
Right.
a lot of them are working their way up to that top of the mountain. Best talent, some of the best indie talent around. Talk to me about being able to share dressing rooms with these guys.
It's just be an honor. Like they're all always so nice, and they're all willing to talk to you. And like it ain't been one person that I met at Memphis that big ego of me. Like everybody they talk, they'll sit down and explain to you. If you ask them about, everybody's watching everybody's match at Memphis. Like everybody glued to the TV. We're all watching each other matches, and after if you come back, you can go up to somebody. What'd you think? And they'll tell you good, honest feedback. And that's like a great, and that's also Union City too, and at Middleton where I also wrestle. I'm a part of the mob with Marco Harris and Brian Head and Cody. I gotta shout my boys out, the mob taking over. But everywhere I'm at right now, it's like we all watching each other's matches, and like I said at Memphis, everybody like Matt Hardy, he's watching them. He's watching the matches, and then when you go to the back, he's like telling you, pointers and what you shouldn't have done and what you could have done better and all. And that's a great experience. And like I said, it gives you that confidence when you get to talk to a Matt Hardy or a Dolph Ziggler or a Joe Hendry or any of those people. It just gives you Andy Hartwell, all of them. It gives you good confidence.
Right, and it's good for you, man. It's good for you to pick their brain a little bit, man. Absorb that knowledge and advice from these guys. And you mentioned a name. You talked about MIW like UCW, and I want to say loosely TIWF, and that could be me speaking out of turn about TIWF, but I know MIW, UCW, they have a working relationship, both companies, with Memphis Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And Marco Harris, when we're talking about Johnny Dotson, Aaron Roberts, I think Marco's got to be right there with those guys.
Yeah.
I feel like Marco is maybe Marco is the leader of the pack around here right now. The young guys who ain't been signed to something or ain't already been there.
Marco and Bosby, they right there, 1A, 1B.
Bosby, man, see that's the thing that got me. I expected, of course, I believe if it would have been under Vince McMahon reign, I want to say Bosby might have been the guy who got the ID deal because that's who I expected to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect Aaron to get it because he's grown up here. He's been here so long, and I didn't even think about him getting it. I just figured, hey, if it's one of the guys from Memphis Wrestling, Bosby's the kind of guy that they normally look for.
Right.
Young, got a collegiate background. They're always looking for the next Kurt Angle, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bosby was going to be the guy, but I was so happy when Aaron got it. And man, I went to running through people's credentials, and honestly, once you write it down on paper and you start talking about experience, lineage in the business, work rate, I think Aaron was the guy. They made the right choice right now,
But yeah, Marco and Bosby, they like 1A and 1B, and you can tell when them two get in the ring with each other, it's like cinema. It's like they was meant to be in that ring together. So yeah, I'm like I said, it wouldn't be long before those two guys will sign somewhere. Both of them great.
Yeah, I agree with that. So look, we're fixing to start trying to wrap it down, but before we do, I want to know about Iceman Sosa, man. Talk to me about where did you come up with Iceman Sosa? Where does that come from? Obviously, Sosa is your last name, right?
Nah, Sosa, that's my favorite rapper. When I first came to wrestling, I always been Sosa because that was my favorite wrestler. But the Iceman, it came from because it's Ice Trick Williams, I think that's his name.
Right.
He an ID prospect now. I was watching Memphis Wrestling like 5-6 years ago, and when they was going sharing the companies, and one of his matches came on, and I just liked his character, so I started calling myself the coldest man in the room, and I was still Jay Sosa. So like when I was saying that, Skylar and Doug, they both came to me. They was like, "Why don't you just call yourself Iceman? Like Iceman Parsons?" And I was like, "Who is that?" I didn't know who it was. They was like, "You should watch him,
right?
And try to mimic him." So I started watching him. Like, I like it. Like everything he doing, I believe it. I'm down. I can change myself to Iceman Sosa, and I've been there, and it's stuck. And like I said, this probably being Iceman Sosa probably been the most notoriety that I've had since I've been wrestling. Like I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing this 10 years. You thought it's been 4. That should tell you, like, this probably was the best idea I did. The best risk that I did was to make myself Iceman Sosa, and I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna get changed a million more times the higher I go up. But whatever it takes.
And here's the thing: look, you can't you can't just start out as Iceman Sosa. The
Right,
thing about wrestlers, young wrestlers getting into business, I see so many of them, and they want to get a gimmick before they even get experience. But instead of they've already got this elaborate gimmick laid out, and a lot of times once you start wrestling, you realize it ain't gonna work. You
right,
know, whether it just ain't gonna work for you personally, like you have an idea in your head about what you see yourself as, and a lot of times once you get in the business, you realize that's not feasible. It's not gonna work. And instead of coming out and wanting a gimmick as a young guy, I feel like you just need to get in the ring, ply your trade, get experience, and over time the gimmick's already in there. It'll find
right.
you. It will come out as you evolve. And I feel like Iceman Sosa is a perfect example of that, man.
Right, because like I said, Iceman Sosa, I don't take it like it's just me. I'm just being myself, and I'm a big hip hop fan. I love hip hop. So like I was telling Scholar and Gunner and all them back when we was discussing, I'm like, I kind of want to bring like the rapper kind of lifestyle. Like I want to wear the chains. I want to be, flashy. That's kind of where I want to go with it. I want to be, I kind of want to be like how Lil Durk and Chief. I wanted to be like a flashy hip guy, like and like I felt like that would have, like most kids are like where I'm from, that would relate to them more, and that's kind of what I want to do because I want them to know, you don't got to be a rapper, you don't have to be a gangbang, you don't have to do all this. You could be a wrestler and still have the same type of swag and get up about yourself as they do, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this.
And the
As
thing
I
about
said, so,
any gimmick character, whatever, the most successful pro wrestlers in the world are the ones that their gimmick, whatever they ended up being, was really part of who they were.
mhm,
So as long as you stay true to yourself, Iceman Sosa will work because if that's really part of you and part of who you really are, you believe it, everybody else has got to believe it too.
right.
So let me ask you this. Over the next, let's just say year, where do you want to be this time next year, man? What would you like to see out of your career this time next year?
Hopefully, I done wrestle more proven and known guys. Get that experience. And I mean, hey, I hopefully still wrestling, still being a UCW champion for one, and because that's gonna be forever. Like I said, I'm gonna forever have that, and being further on the card in Memphis and whatever it takes me. If it's if I'm signed or something, I'm down with that too. But I'm just, I'm focusing on what I can focus on and what I can do, and I'm just willing, like I said, willing to work. Hopefully, I'm one of those guys that can work everywhere, and everybody has an open arm policy for me, like I do for them. Like I said, I'm willing to come anywhere and work. We can talk. Any place that want me to come work there, message me. We can talk and we can have some business. And if you want to come to Union City and work me, message me or Gunner or Quicksilver. We all can talk. Let's just work. And I just want wrestling to grow. It ain't really where I want to be. I just want to be a part of wrestling that's growing, and that's what I want it to be next year. Wherever wrestling takes me next year, that's where I want to be. What I want to do, I'm just going with the flow of wrestling.
There you go, man. So look, man, before we get out of here, any social media, any shows you got coming up, anything you need to plug or want to plug, now's the time, dude.
We have the big Rumble show in Union City on May 10th. I need everybody to come there. It's gonna be so many people there. So it's gonna be some Memphis wrestling stars there. I can promise you that. It's gonna be EPW stars there. Where it's gonna be big. It might be some Mid South Pro. It might be some TIW. It might be some 9-on-1 stars. You never know. May 10th, Union City is a place that everybody want to be on May 10th. I promise you that. I also got a show coming up on the 17th with Osceola. I'm gonna go there in Arkansas. Continue my work relationship there. And every Friday night, you catch me in Middleton. The mob. We taking over the the whole Mid-South, the mob. Maybe soon, I got a show coming up in Atlanta, Georgia in June. I don't know the exact dates right now, but it ain't coming to my head, but I got that show coming up. Do some more stuff with Inhumane probably. Just I'll be wherever, like I said, whatever it takes me. I want to work with EPW some more. Whatever anybody who want to work with me, just hit me up. I'm down to work, down to do business.
There you go. Anything that gets you more experience than you have right now is where you need to go. Traveling. One reason wrestlers need to travel and work so many different people is because wrestling's all about timing. Somebody you work with all the time, obviously, yeah, you can have a good match, but you need to be able to step in the ring with anybody, anytime, and have good timing, be able to time off of them, and that's what going out, getting that experience in different places, different crowds, different wrestlers, all that helps perfect your timing in the wrestling business, and timing's everything, whether it's in the ring or behind the scenes. Right. Timing always plays a big part in wrestling and wrestlers' careers. It's just as simple as that. It's always been that way. You can get a door shut in your face 1 year, and the same door might open back up for you a year later. Why? Because you needed that. Maybe you needed that extra year. It's all about timing, or maybe they just wasn't ready for you at that time, but now Right. They are. Now they got something for you. It's all about timing. Man, I appreciate you so much for coming on. I love talking. I love talking to guys like you that I've never talked to before, man. I've been looking forward to this since the day we set it up, man, and I appreciate you so much for coming on, my friend.
I thank you. I have fun. Make sure y'all come to Union City on May 10th. Make sure. Buster, I'm gonna have to talk to you. We're gonna have to get it to where you come. You can record whatever you want to do. We're going to make that happen. But make sure everybody comes to Union City on May 10th and watch me stump T. Greg Dark head down in the mat. And then whoever win the Rumble, it's not going to be an easy job, because then you have to face me. And then I'm going to come out. Whoever win the Rumble, I got a special surprise for you as soon as you win the Rumble. I got a special knuckle sandwich waiting for you as soon as you eliminate that last person, whoever it is. So just know May 10th is going to be a good show, and I just hope to see everybody there.
You guys heard it right there. Whatever happens, you got to face Iceman Sosa, and he got knuckle sandwiches for everybody. Yeah. Dude, you have a great night, my friend.
You too. Thank you.
All right, guys, you seen it right there, Iceman Sosa. UCW, MIW. He's headed to Osceola. Memphis Wrestling. He wants to go back and do some more with EPW. This dude, I feel like over the next year or so, you're going to see him all over the place. Look, guys, before we get out of here, I'm back tomorrow night. Managers debate. The King of the Outlaws, Sexy Sam Dollar, going head up with the real frat row hero, Too Fine Justin Klein, and it's all about managers in pro wrestling. We're going to find out. I don't really know what to expect. Both of these guys are smart asses. Both of them can run their mouth like nobody's business. I just don't know what we're going to see. I feel like there might be some fireworks tomorrow night, but you're going to have to tune in and find out. Guys, I got to plug these podcasts one more time, and I'm going to let all you get out of here.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till
me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't ever say never. And turn your mind into the truest of go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest.
All right, y'all, got some killer podcasts right there. Come watch every single one of them. That way you don't miss nothing. Look, like this video, share this video, go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little red bell, that way you know when content's coming out. I want to thank Iceman Sosa for coming on. I really appreciate him, just like all my guests. I want to thank each and every one of you guys and girls who tuned in, interacted with us. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Managers Debate. Do not miss it. Take it easy, guys.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.